How are you feeling? Did you come out of that game okay, and everything's a-okay now?
Yes, everything's all good. Going great.
How do you feel going into rivalry week right now? What's kind of your emotion mindset?
We're just all really excited. We're juiced up, energized. I mean, after those banners, we got some juice to kind of get our coaches back. We had a win, and I think we're just trying to keep that fire and momentum moving forward, regardless of who our opponent is.
Do you expect the USC fans to use the China thing as any kind of props to kind of razz you guys a little bit?
I don't know, maybe. Whatever they do, they do. I think that'd be more of sort of like a one-on-one thing. I don't know how they do that on a mass scale. We'll see.
You glad to have those guys back from China?
Yeah.
Josh, Sam was saying yesterday that you guys talk a little bit. How often do you guys talk during the season?
I mean, a good amount. I wish each other luck. He's a cool guy. We like each other. I'm not really a trash talker in general, so I've known a lot of the guys in that team for a long time. His teammates with some of them back in high school, and it's all friendly.
What do you kind of think of Sam's play?
I think he's a really special player. He's definitely more athletic than I am, but he makes plays, and he's a great player.
You played USC once in your career, but it was all the way back 2 years ago. How much do you even watch of that game at this point, considering most people on the field are different than what they are now?
The film's more for scheme and concept, and we don't really run a lot of the same stuff we did then. So I cruised through it. We cruised through it real quick and kind of just get a general feel. But mostly you try to match up the offenses to offenses that are similar to yours and formations and stuff, and then you watch what SC does to that.
How hard was it to sit out last year and not be part of it?
It wasn't great. It sucked.
Did you watch it at home?
No, I was there.
You were there? Okay.
Yeah.
Did it hurt to watch the rivalry game specifically more than all the other games? Because you missed 5 other games.
It all just blurred together. It just sucked.
Did you get any feedback from your passion defensive coach Moore? Positive teammates, anything?
For
you know, after the game on
the banners.
After the game, your comments on the banners and your defense of him.
I mean, we all got each other's back. That's kind of what I got to say about that.
Josh, you and Sam could be linked for a long time. It's kind of special to have this sort of rivalry between you two here in Los Angeles. You guys are essentially the quarterbacks in that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It'll be a great game. We're excited. Hopefully it'll be a fun one to watch. And the fans will have a great time. And our means a lot to our alumni, our student body, our coaches, our players, everything. It'll be hopefully entertaining.
What about you? What does this game really mean to you?
Not much more than the other ones. There's a lot more juice that goes into it, but it's at the end of the day, it's still it's not 1.5 wins. It's still just another win in the record. So it means a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, we're just trying to get another win in the field.
So you won't be any more amped up before the game, running on the field. Any of that stuff, do you think? Or no?
Amped up for every game. I usually try to calm myself down. I listen to mellow music and walk out in the field, and everyone's doing their whole thing, and I usually try to kind of stay with them myself. So that's kind of the position of quarterback. You can't really go out with your hair on fire.
What do you listen to in music? What's mellow music?
I mean, everything. I don't know if you know. I listen to
What do you think? Are you saying I'm old? Is that what you're saying?
No, maybe I
you
just
are
listen
old,
to
Jeff,
some
okay?
different music.
You could probably name 10. I wouldn't know any of them. So yeah. You're probably right.
I know USC's first in the Pac-12 in sacks. You just got finished playing the team that was third in the Pac-12 in sacks. Very active defensive line. How does this USC's defensive line compare to Arizona State's?
They're good. Got to get the ball out quick, move the line of scrimmage, and complete passes, tire them out. And, kind of the general football 101 playbook of how to neutralize a great D-line.
Coach Fish has called a few kind of trick plays this year. I know he thinks of them as just normal plays, but what's your reaction when you get that call from the sideline?
I don't really have much emotion on the field. I just kind of like lock in and just do what you got to do. So he calls it and I execute it. It's not really anything special I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about what does he want me to do, how do I do it, and how do I do it very effectively.
I know you say it's just another game, but has there been any trash talk between the two teams at all?
No, I mean there probably will be on the field and stuff. I mean, hopefully there aren't flags flying around, but no, I'm not really into that whole thing. I'm more along the just kind of within myself along those. I mean, I talk tons of mess in the locker room about high school games and stuff, but yeah, that's.
Josh, how would you kind of assess your play this season?
I guess like my stat line was kind of good at this last game, but I wasn't really too happy with how I played because I left a lot in the field. A lot of like box scores and stats kind of don't take into account the game plan you had and how efficiently you played. I think that I've been up and down, but not like substantially up and down. I see myself as playing an efficient game, as executing what coach wants me to do, and I've been pretty content, but I think I can definitely do better, and hopefully this is the game that it all comes together.
So with the rivalry game coming up, how much have you seen of Ronald Jones over at USC, the way he runs the football?
Ronald Jones, he's a good running back. He runs real hard, really fast guy. He runs with a lot of tenacity. I remember him when we were in high school. So I remember all the top running backs that were in my class. So I've kind of kept an eye on him pretty much the whole time since we're right across the street from each other in a way. But he's a good running back. He brings a lot to the table for them.
What do you like working with Coach Foster this year?
I love the fact that he lets us play our game in our way, but he implements the coaching that we need, to execute on a daily basis or consistently. And the way he coaches is just he'll talk to you, he'll let you know like you did this, you did this, and he'll tell you what you need to do. He'll give you opportunity to go and fix the wrong. But overall he's a really good coach, and he really just talks to you, lets you know what you're doing and what you need to do right. And he just knows how to coach and how to really get to you.
Is there added excitement knowing that he went to the school, he was wearing that jersey, he was wearing those colors before you?
Oh yeah, there's always added excitement because all these games that we played, he's played them too, against these teams back in his day. So he always gives us a little bit of added motivation, like, when we did this back in our day, or back in my day when we did this, it's a mentality. He always tells us every game we play, it's a mentality. You just have to have it.
Is there a certain amount of legacy that you want to carry on, knowing that he's your coach and he's kind of passing it to you?
Oh, of course. It's just the legacy lives here. I'm just trying to match it at least. The least I could do is at least match it. Show that I could do something too. But honestly, overall, he's really a good coach, and his legacy alone is outstanding, and I respect him a lot.
I know he doesn't show film of himself running, but how much have you watched of him, just highlights on your own time?
A lot. I've seen a lot of his plays, especially in high school. I used to play with him in Madden 07 all the time, before I even knew who he was. So it's really exciting just to have him coach me on a daily basis.
A year worth of bragging rights are on the line. How have you prepared for this game, and what does this rivalry mean to you as a player?
It's a fun, exciting rivalry. LA against LA, and who owns LA, and I know a lot of players over there, and honestly, you can put rivalry in front of the game. It's still another game, just like we prepared last week for Arizona State. We're going to prepare the same way, get better at the things that we may have dropped the ball on. But other than that, it's just a regular game, just a rivalry added to it. But other than that, we just go out and execute the way we execute.
Have you noticed any a higher level of intensity or focus from your teammates in practice this week?
I'll say that the players have came out and they brought a lot of energy. They've been bringing energy, and the focus is definitely intensified, and you could tell by players working on their assignments, working on things that the details, the little details, trying to fix those up, and they for sure have intensified the focus. But like I said, it's nothing really different. It's just preparing for another game, just like we prepared for Arizona State last week.
I know the coaching staff kind of rotates week to week, running back who's going to start, you don't really know. How does that help you kind of keep that competitive mindset as a player?
Like ever since I've been here since freshman year, it's just got to compete. You never know when your name's going to be called, and like Coach Foster tells us every day, when your name's called, you got to make a play.
I know you said in the past that you were a UCLA fan growing up. You watched a lot of games. Do you remember any UCLA USC games growing up that still resonate with you? If you think back and you remember that game?
The one that I remember the most was the one I came here for a visit. Actually, I was in the stands. I think it was 2013. I can't remember which one. 14. One of those. But EK, the one where EK got the one-handed pick on the sideline, and the energy in that stadium was amazing. I loved it. You know, like going into this game isn't, you know, people think we're underdogs. It's amazing. I kind of just like it. You know, we just work quietly, do our job, and, you know, go out there on the field and just execute what we need to execute.
Well, USC's ranked. They've clinched the division. For you guys, what does this game mean? Or what are you guys playing for?
Honestly, we're just playing to get another dub. You know, go 1-0 every week. That's really the mentality every week. And like I said, there's nothing extra special about this game other than the fact that we have an opponent, and our goal is to win the game and to beat them. And, you know, like I said, they're a good team and we're a good team, and so we just need to execute out here on the practice field and game day, do what we need to do.
So what does this rivalry mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I have a lot of friends on the team because I went to Loyola High School, so the SC recruits Loyola pretty hard. So it means a big deal. It's a whole year of, you know, you get to talk a little bit more smack to your friends, so it's pretty big. And I'm 1-2 against them so far, so I want to get that second win.
What's this been like for you? I mean, you have got the scholarship and you've been a team captain in the last couple of weeks to walk out there at midfield. I mean, has this kind of been like a pinch me season for you a little bit?
A little bit. I don't think it's really hit me yet, but I know it's a pretty good story. Walk on the team captain. My parents, they're pretty happy about that. I mean, obviously I'm happy. But it might hit me after the season, but right now it's just, you know, business first. So I'm still focused, and I usually don't get caught up too much.
What did that feel like though? You're walking out for the coin flip as a team captain.
First thing, I didn't know what to do. I've never done it, even in high school, so I didn't know how that worked. But it was cool. It was also cool because it was the first time I was at Washington, and Coleman Shelton, their starting center, I went to high school with, so I knew him very well. And that was a cool interaction, you know, seeing him before the game, captain to captain. It was pretty nice.
You've kind of brought the consistency to the punting game that was missing last season. What would you say was kind of been the key to the excellent season that you've had?
I mean, it obviously starts with Johnny. He snaps the ball first. I can't be consistent unless he's consistent, and in my mind, he's probably the best in college football right now. So he gets it there every time, and that just makes my job a whole lot easier. So I just get to relax and just kind of swing through. I don't really have to focus on anything else, and just keep my head down, and I get to do my thing. So,
has your confidence kind of built as you've gone game to game and penned teams inside the 20 and boomed the punts? I mean, is it kind of fed off of that each game?
Yeah, definitely. Those help too. You know, putting them, especially inside the 5, like Memphis. That game was a huge confidence builder because I think I had a couple that were pretty close. But yeah, I just, you know, again, I try not to get too caught up in it, but I do take a lot of like lessons from it because I'm still waiting for that perfect game in my mind, which takes a lot. But game to game, it's been pretty good so far, but there's always things to fix.
What was the moment like when you got the scholarship? How did it come about? Where did you find out? What did it feel like?
So we kind of knew it was gonna come. If it did come, it was gonna be within a few days before school started. And just one morning after a team meeting, Coach Mora I was walking by him and he had a huge smile on his face and had his hand out to shake my hand. He said, "Congrats," and I said, "On what?" And he goes, "Oh, they didn't tell you yesterday?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're on scholarship," and it was kind of like, oh my God, like, so it was cool. I'm glad it was very, it was cool that it wasn't a huge deal. I like that more because I've known him because his sons go to Loyola, so we met at Loyola while he was watching one of his son's lacrosse games, and he said it meant a lot to him that the whole Loyola connection and just seeing me like improve throughout the years. So I like that it was so close of an interaction rather than a huge celebration. But that's also me. punter, I don't really want it to be too big. You know, I know my role. So.